Welcome back. iJust Cards, episode 16. So the mail's been kind of slow here lately, so we got a little mini one here we'll do. First up, we got John Paxson. We got Jim Paxson. We got Bryant Stith. We got Rollins. We got Bill Blair. We got Randy Breuer. And to wrap it up, we got a big one here. We got Keith Van Horn. So, let's dig in. Okay, let's dig in. First up, John Paxson. And John Paxson, little brother of Jim Paxson, who we'll do next. Obviously, more successful of the two. You know, spent many seasons with the Bulls. He was part of those early 90s teams that won 3. And John actually hit the game-winning, clinching final shot in that 93 series. And then you propelled him to, various roles with the Bulls. And he was active up until just a few weeks ago. So, like I said, if you haven't seen that Last Dance documentary from last year, check it out. So, first up, got a couple cards here. So, we're going to these Topps ones here. The blue ink. Next up, another Topps with the blue ink. And last up, we got one of my 93-94 Fleer Ultras. Man, these cards are just sweet. If you haven't seen the episode, I think it was episode 14, go back. I did 20 plus of these cards. So, thanks, Mr. Paxson, Mr. John Paxson. Next up, big brother Jim Paxson, who played a number of years. Let's see, struggling. Check out the card here. One of these Fleer 90s with the blue ink. It looks like it's smudged a little bit, which is kind of funny because I saw some other successes from him with the smudged ink. But thank you, Mr. Jim Paxson. Appreciate that. Next up, Bryant Stith. Now, Bryant Stith played with the Nuggets throughout the 90s. Probably their top defensive stud they had. And I feel like every pack I opened up in the 90s, I either had a Scott Burrell or Bryant Stith card in there, so I just had a bunch. So I sent him a bunch. Let's see if he signed them all. Let's see. Okay. So first one here, we got one of these Hoops cards with the black ink. Kind of cool with the logo in the back there. Looks like he wrote best wishes. Maybe a Bible verse on that. I'll have to look at that a little bit closer. Next one of these Topps ones, kind of like that John Paxson card. That's a cool one. Those Nuggets jerseys are sweet. Those old school ones. Let's see. We got a Topps Finest Foundation. So we got... so this was silver ink. We had the blue, the black ink. Oh, that's pretty sweet. So, not too often you'll see a player sign with different pens, but that silver pops on this one. And let's see. It is a common. As you can see down there in the corner, common. If it said refractor, obviously it'd be worth a little bit more money. That's a cool one there. Last up, Fleer 97-98. It's like Ron Harper there trying to defend him as Stith is going to the hole. The tickle the twine. Thank you, Mr. Stith. Appreciate that. Quite the haul. Next up, Rollins. Now, Rollins played in the 80s, up to the 90s. Probably one of the premier shot blockers of all time. Hence the name Tree. Let's check out two of the cards here. 92-93 Fleer Ultra with the, looks like blue ink. That's a cool one. Now, as you know, this year's was the one that, progressed to the 93-94. It's a little bit cleaner. See, one of these Skybox 90s. Looks like Sir Charles there defending them. And now there will be an episode of just these Skybox 90 cards at some point. Just waiting for a few more back. So thank you, Mr. Rollins. Appreciate that. Next up, Bill Blair. Now, Bill Blair, he was coach of the Timberwolves for about a year and some change. The significant thing with him is, so he was actually the coach when Garnett got drafted. Only lasted a few games, and then Flip took over, and then that, started the Flip era, which, the best era. So let's see the card here. Oh, so it looks like he signed it on the back. That's a cool little shot of him drawing up a play, and he signed the back. It looks like, I don't know what he wrote, but that's interesting. So, little curveball there. So thank you, Coach Blair. Appreciate that one. Next up, Randy Breuer. Now, this one's interesting. This one I actually sent in July, so it's been 6+ months. So for this one to come back was a surprise, because I actually resent to him a few months ago, and I got that one back within a month. So it's interesting that this one came back at all. I thought this one was gone forever. Struggling here. Let's see. Oh, okay. I forgot even what card I sent him. So I had 91-92 Upper Deck. It's like the black ink with the number, and it looks like he inscribed his height there, 7'3". That's pretty cool. And obviously, Randy Breuer, one of the top, taller players to ever play the game. University of Minnesota Golden Gopher. So that's pretty cool to get that one back after all that time. And it looks like in good condition too. So thank you, Mr. Breuer. Appreciate that one. Last up, Keith Van Horn. Now, this is another one that took 4+ months to come back, and I knew that going into it. Typically, he only signs one card, so I only sent one card to him. I believe it's a Nets rookie. Obviously, Keith Van Horn, a stud at Utah. Pretty solid career with the Nets. Bounced around a little bit with the Mavericks, I think the Bucks, maybe the Nets, the Sixers a little bit. And it was funny. I rewatched that finals where it was Nets Lakers, and you look at that Nets team. You got Jason Kidd, you got Kittles, you got Van Horn, you got a young Richard Jefferson, and then you got Tom McCullough. And it's like, Shaq dominated them. But anyway, let's check out the card here for old Keith Van Horn. Yep, so it looks like a Fleer 97-98 Rookie Sensations card with the, I'm going to say black ink down there. It's a pretty sweet one there from old Keith Van Horn. Thank you, Mr. Van Horn. Appreciate that one. Looks like that wraps up episode 16, iJust Cards. Don't forget to like, dislike, subscribe, share, comment. And until next time, iJust Cards. Take care.